Time with Shebrew royalty features remedies for inner healing and outer beauty. Real-time conversations with sisters in the Hebrew Israelite community, focused on healing our spirit, mind, and body, which will contribute to the healing of our nation as a whole. Sip a cup of tea, wear your favorite turban, tee, or tunic, and enjoy tea time with Shebrew royalty. Tea Time with Shebrew royalty features remedies for inner healing and outer beauty. Real-time conversations with sisters in the Hebrew Israelite community, focused on healing our spirit, mind, and body, which will contribute to the healing of our nation as a whole. Sip a cup of tea, wear your favorite turban, tee, or tunic, and enjoy tea time with Shebrew royalty. Shebrew royalty. She's got the fruits of the spirit, love, joy, and peace. She's got long suffering, gentleness, and goodness, temperance, faith, and meekness too. Shebrew royalty. She's got the fruits of the spirit.
Shalawam, shalawam, shalawam. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings, sisters. Peace and blessings. Come on in. Come on in. Sister Habkarad, you are here. All praises to the Most High. So good to see you. You are always right on time, my sister. You are always right on time. So good to see you. Come on in, sisters. Come on in. Khan, sis. Khan. All praises to the Most High. So good to see you here. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you haven't already done so. Come on in. Let us get this royal tea party started. All right? So before going any further, because I'm just going to go ahead and roll with it as others come in and join, but I want to get this tea party started right now. I want to get this tea party started. All right, so before going any further, let's do what we do every time we come together. I usually say on Sunday. But it's already past sundown, right? It's already past sundown. So we are now into day two. I'm trying to get out of the Babylonian way of of counting our days, right? So it's past sundown. So we are now into day two. So that's how I'm going to refer to it from here on out. When we come here on day two, the first thing that we want to do is give a huge shout out, a praise to the Almighty. AHAYAH, ASHAR, AHAYAH, I am that I am, the God of the Hebrews and the Shebrews, in the name of his Son, YASHAYA HaMashiach, whom the world calls Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit, RAWACH QADASH. So that's what we're going to do, is just give a huge shout out, a praise, a You know what? I am going to give the Godhead a hand clap here and applause for bringing us back. Yes, a new week. And yeah, we are here. All praises. We made it through last week. And so now we're in day 2 of this new week. So I am your hostess, YASHAYA, and I humbly thank you for joining me on this broadcast today. Yes. So for those that may be coming in and watching this show and don't understand what I'm talking about, well, the day starts at sundown. So we're already into another day. The day doesn't start at midnight. So I'm just putting that out there. So when I say day 2, people will know what I'm talking about. So anyhow, yes, we are here. We are here. And I am so happy and blessed to be here. So happy and blessed. So Sister Ahabkarad, since you're here right now, how was your week? How was your last week? How was that? I pray it was a blessed and productive week. As you all come in, please drop a comment in the comment box. Let me know that you are here. Let me know who is here at this tea party with me. Come on in. So I pray that everyone had a blessed and productive week and a beautiful and restful and blessed Shabbat. Yes, I most certainly did. Yesterday was awesome. It was awesome. Our Shabbat was awesome, as usual. As usual. So all praises to the Most High again for that. Sahab Kara says, it was very good. I am grateful. So grateful. Yes, sis. Yes, we have so much to be thankful and grateful for, don't we? We have so much to be thankful for. I agree, sis. Yes, all praises for that. So before moving any further, let's get the disclaimers out of the way. Let's get these out of the way so we can move on into this show tonight. So let's start by, saying what tea time with Shebrew royalty is not going to be. It's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, and we get it. We understand. We don't expect it to be. But if you happen upon this channel and you realize that you don't agree with our lifestyle, our beliefs, then that's okay too. I just encourage you to continue to search YouTube until you find your perfect cup of tea and your perfect flavor. You owe that to yourself. What we do ask is that you not leave any derogatory comments in the comment box, because that would be distasteful. So we really appreciate that, and we thank you in advance. Also, although I am a licensed physician assistant and certified functional nutrition informed professional, and I will be touching on topics of health and wellness on my broadcasts, we will not be utilizing this platform to diagnose or treat anyone's illnesses. If you are experiencing any medical problems whatsoever, please consult your healthcare practitioner. And the views that you will hear on this channel are the views of myself or my guests, and not those of any particular church or organization. Sister Phyllis, Shalawam, Shalawam, good to see you. So good to see you. Not home, but tuned in. All praises, the water, sis, the water. The water for tuning in. And you're not even at home in the comfort of your home right now. So thank you. I truly appreciate you taking the time to do that. So also, some videos and materials may feature foods, herbal teas, nutritional supplements, and skin or hair care products offered through Shebrew Royalty LLC. These products are not evaluated by the FDA and are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Results may vary. and individuals with allergies, underlying health conditions, or who are pregnant or nursing should consult a qualified health professional before using any product or adopting any wellness recommendation shared on this platform or the Shebrew Royalty LLC website. By watching this channel, you acknowledge and agree that you do so at your own risk. The creators, guests, and affiliates of this channel are not liable for any injury, loss, or damage allegedly arising from any information, suggestions, or practices shared here. So let's talk about our featured product. Every week we feature a product from the Shebrew Royalty Temple Treasures or Hebrew Royalty product lines. We have so many incredible all organic products, and sometimes it's so difficult to choose. So every week we just pick one and we feature that product. So tonight is going to be another treasure from our Shebrew Royalty Temple Treasures collection. So let's talk about Temple Treasures first, and then we'll run over to the website and check out our product for tonight. You know what? I'm going to switch it up a little bit here. Before I talk about the featured product, I have a huge announcement, sisters. Some of you may have already been tipped off on this, this surprise. It may not be a surprise for you, but for others who are just tuning in or who have not had the opportunity to hear about this, we are having a huge sale in celebration of the upcoming Feast of Purim, a spectacular Feast of Purim sale on our website. And this, we're offering 20% off everything on the site. Remember, supplies are limited, and the sale is also for a limited time. Yay! The water, sis. So starting today and ending on February 12th. Ending on February 12th. So let me just show you what we've got here. So this is my little flyer, and it's letting you know that it's 20% off, Purim sale, off all products, okay? Store-wide. And in order to claim this 20% at checkout, you must give the coupon code, which is Purim 2026. No space in between Purim and the year. Purim 2026. All right, and that's on ShebrewRoyalty.com. And we're going to run over there for just a minute and talk about our featured product and all of that. But I just wanted you all to know about this sale. It is an incredible sale, because 20%, I mean, that's good. All right. And especially it's everything on the site. But like I said, take advantage of it, because it's going to go away on February 12th. The sale will go away on February 12th, sisters. So let's talk about temple treasures. Your skin is your temple, and we want you to honor and treasure it with the luxury that it deserves. So Temple Treasures is a handcrafted, all-natural skincare line inspired by ancient traditional beauty practices and designed for the modern queen. Infused with powerful botanicals, rare essential oils, and nutrient-rich ingredients, our products nourish, restore, and elevate your glow. From the radiant facial scrubs to indulgent bath soaks, each formula is a sacred self-care experience, because true beauty isn't just skin deep. It's a reflection of the divine within. So we want you to experience temple treasures where skincare meets ancient tradition. So I want you to begin your skincare journey to outer radiance and beauty now, especially with this sale that we have going on. Let me take this off the screen here and let's run over to the website and check out what our featured product is. Let me remove this. Yes. And let's see. So when you go to ShebrewRoyalty.com, more than likely you're going to get a pop-up right here to remind you of the sale. And you just click on that button that says shop now and just start shopping. Just start shopping. 20% off all products. And it says here, the days of Purim shall not fail from among the Jews. So there's a reason for this. There's a reason for this sale. Usually, you know, there's certain holidays that people celebrate. Well, this happens to be one of our holy days that we celebrate and we give gifts. So this is a perfect place to shop. I know it's kind of short notice. I should have put this out like a month ago. I apologize for that, but I just thought the other day, I said, you know what? I really need to have a Purim sale. What's wrong with me? What's going on with me here? So here it is, sisters. It's not too late, especially for those of you that are local, because you drop that order off and guess what? You will have your order within a couple of days. All right, so let's talk about our featured product. Here it is. Let me get this off the screen. Give me just a second here. This is our featured product, the Mint Essence Lip Balm. So lip balms are a vital part of any beauty and self-care regimen because they provide essential hydration, protection, and nourishment for the delicate skin on the lips. So unlike the rest of our skin, lips lack oil glands, making them more susceptible to dryness, cracking, and environmental damage. And especially since these are some of the things that we're talking about for this 21 days of restoration, immune restoration, it's important that, you know, we've been talking about the skin, but let us not forget the lips. Our high quality lip balm acts as a barrier, sealing in moisture while shielding lips from harsh weather, like we've been having, this cold, pollutants, and sun exposure. Don't we know about pollutants? Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah. So lip care is just as important as skin care. So let's talk about scroll down here, get some information. It says here the purpose of the Mint Essence Lip Balm is it acts as a barrier, like I said earlier, sealing in moisture while shielding lips from harsh weather, pollutants, and sun exposure. And some of the key benefits: protects lips from the harsh weather, sun exposure, pollutants, and it enhances natural beauty by keeping lips soft, smooth, and supple. All of the ingredients are organic, and these are beeswax pellets, shea butter, coconut oil, sweet almond oil, and vitamin E oil. All good stuff that's going to really protect your lips. All right, so there it is. And this too is on sale. This too is on sale. So, and it's a pretty large container that you get. I know my lip balm is, oh my gosh, it's lasting me, it's been maybe 7 months and I still have quite a bit in my container. So it's definitely worth the money, sisters. So come on over to ShebrewRoyalty.com and shop for Purim, not just for yourself, but also your loved ones. All right. So Sister Habkarad says, let's see who else is here. So Sister Karama, you're here. Shalawam, sis. Shalawam. So good to see you. Sister Habkarad says, I bought mine like, I don't know how long ago, but I still have a lot left. It definitely goes a long way. Khan says it does. And doesn't it still hold up? It's not like it gets all icky or anything like that. At least mine doesn't. It's a really good product. Shalawam says, Shalawam. All praises. So good to see you. So, sisters, let's talk tea. Let's talk tea. Let's talk tea because we are on Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty and we must have a conversation about tea. So, talk to me. Talk to me. What is your cup of tea or whatever you're drinking, sipping on tonight? Talk to me about that. I want to know what you are sipping on. So week 1 was about renewal, right? Do you guys remember that? We talked about renewal, the 7 days of immune renewal. And then we went into week 2, which was last week, another 7 days of immune strengthening. And this week, we're talking, this is the 3rd week and last week of the 21 day. I need to rephrase that. This is the last week that we are going to address this on here. But you'll learn later that the 21 days really isn't 21 days. We're going to talk about that later. So this week is about protection, longevity, and lifestyle immune wisdom. We're teaching our immune system, and we're also teaching ourselves how to protect our immune system, right? So it's all about lifestyle wisdom. So that being said, later on, you'll understand why my tea choice tonight is Shebrew Royalty's Healthy Womb, HEALTHTEA, Womb Infusion. Healthy Womb Infusion. That is what I have here tonight. And it is another absolutely delicious, 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 and smooth tea. If you haven't tried this tea yet, you're going to learn tonight why you need to. Because the name is really deceiving, because when you think about the name, you're just thinking about the womb, correct? That, it only protects the womb. But we're going to talk about so many other benefits. So, and that is really the main purpose that this tea was created. It was for womb support. But along with that comes so many other benefits. So the purpose of this tea is to support the feminine body, promotes cycle balance, and soothes the womb during every stage of womanhood. And I'm going to bring it up on the screen. Now, maybe I'll just talk about it first, and then I'll bring up the picture in just a minute. So some of the benefits are it supports the womb wellness, mineral-rich nourishment, emotional and nervous system calming, promotes circulation and warmth. And I want you to remember these key benefits, these 2 especially key benefits: the mineral-rich nourishment and emotional nervous system calming, because they'll be discussed later on in this episode. So the ingredients, you know what? I am going to go ahead and bring this picture up so that as I'm talking to you, you can actually have a visual of what I'm talking about here. So here we go. This is our Healthy Womb infusion. So in this, look at this blend. Look at all the yumminess that's in here. But it's not just yummy stuff. It's just these ingredients are so powerful. Let's talk about the red raspberry leaf, which is a uterine tonic and also helps with hormonal balance. So the benefits are it strengthens and tones the uterine muscle, reduces menstrual cramping, balances hormones naturally, supports fertility. It is also rich in vitamin A, C, E, and B. And it's mineral rich with calcium, magnesium, and potassium. And this is just one of the ingredients, which is the red raspberry leaf. And why is it important for womb health? So red raspberry leaf is known as the herb for the womb. It helps regulate periods and support smoother cycles. So that's one of the benefits of this tea based on this one ingredient, which is the red raspberry leaf. Now, the second ingredient that we're going to talk about, let me scroll down here just a little bit. Here they are. Those are the ingredients right there. And I'm just going to keep this picture up here because I want you to just keep this visual in your mind. So ingredient number 2 is nettle leaf, which is an iron-rich blood builder. Iron-rich blood builder. And some of the benefits is high in iron, which is great for heavy bleeding or fatigue, supports energy levels, it strengthens hair, skin, and nails, reduces inflammation, nourishes the endocrine system, supports liver detoxing, which is critical for hormonal balance. So why is it important? Why is the nettle leaf important for womb health? So nettle replenishes minerals lost during menstruation and helps reduce PMS-related fatigue and weakness. So that's ingredient number 2, which is the nettle leaf. Ingredient number 3, rose petals. It's considered a heart-opening and anti-inflammatory herb. So it calms emotional tension, it supports heart-centered healing, reduces pelvic inflammation, softens mood swings, it's high in vitamin C, and it supports healthy skin and tissues. So rose is important for womb health because it supports the emotional womb, helping to release grief, heartbreaks, or stress stored in the pelvic area. Our organs hold on to stress. Whenever we're under stress, our entire body is affected. Our heart, blood pressure goes up, right? The gut. If you're ever under a lot of stress, sometimes you'll have bouts of constipation or diarrhea or bloating, just caused from the stress. And so the same thing applies to the womb. So that's ingredient number 3, rose petals. Ingredient number 4, and ingredient number 4, the chamomile right there, the rose petals right there. And the nettle leaves are in here. And it's really hard to see those. But yeah. So chamomile is a nervous system soother. And how many of us, whenever we're, can't sleep or feel stressed, one of the first things that you want to reach for is chamomile because it's so calming. And so it also relieves cramps, it reduces anxiety, it encourages sleep and relaxation, it eases digestive discomfort, it's an anti-inflammatory for the womb, and it supports emotional balance. So why is chamomile important for womb health? It calms the nervous system, helps regulate hormones, reduces PMS symptoms, and supports a healthy cycle. And the last ingredient number 5, is ginger. And ginger is so warming, and it really helps with boosting circulation. So ginger increases circulation, it reduces cramps, and it supports digestion and detox. And ginger is important for womb health because warmth is essential for a healthy womb. These herbs bring heat to improve blood flow and reduce stagnation. So yes. So I encourage you, once again, we're having our Feast of Purim sale, 20% off all products. Coupon code Purim 2026. It's all right there, sisters. And guess what? You can get the Healthy Womb infusion. Heal the Womb infusion. This is what the label looks like. And on the back here is your ingredients and your directions. Steep 1 tablespoon per 8 ounce of hot water for 10 to 15 minutes. Cover while brewing, strain, and sip with intention. And it says here, supports the feminine body, womb harmony, and encourages emotional and energetic. Should be. And energy should be. So there we are. So these herbs, I'm going to close this out for now. Yes, sisters, these herbs work beautifully together. What was that? Can it help with the pelvic floor? By bringing circulation to that area, possibly. It's not, I don't think it's a toner. I don't think that it has toning herbs in there. I will check into that, because the pelvic floor, that requires a lot of exercise and stuff like that. I know it won't hurt, but let me do some research on that, sis, because I know what you're talking about. And it says here, yes, it helps with toning, but the pelvic floor is not just the uterus itself. So with it toning the uterus and strengthening the uterus, I will definitely have to do some research about the pelvic floor itself. All right. So they work beautifully together because there's toning and strengthening, which is a raspberry leaf. the nourishing and mineral-rich herbs, which is the nettle, the soothing and emotional herbs, which are the chamomile and rose, and the warming and activating herbs, which are the ginger, or I chose ginger for this blend, but let's say you don't like ginger and you want a special order, I can replace that ginger with cinnamon instead, because cinnamon kind of does the same thing by bringing warmth. It's also warming. So if you happen to be one that just don't care for ginger and you would prefer cinnamon, I can make a special blend with the cinnamon. So together, all of these herbs create a tea that supports the womb on all levels: physical, emotional, and energetic. So you may be asking, well, what about if you are postmenopausal? How does this help? And the answer is yes. This tea also helps postmenopausal women because it nourishes the bones and minerals. It supports emotional well-being. It reduces stress and improves sleep. It promotes pelvic warmth and circulation, helps to ease tension and dryness, supports heart healing and feminine energy, and offers grounding and daily routine connection. It's just this tea, or we call it an infusion as well. It really is relaxing. It really is relaxing. So it helps on every level. So as we continue, you will realize that this infusion or tea is not only beneficial for the womb, but also what we're discussing tonight for immune protection. So remember, before consuming any herbal teas or supplements, please be sure to check with your healthcare provider or pharmacist to avoid any potential interactions with medications or health conditions. And if you are pregnant or nursing, it's really important, all right? So sisters, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And, don't forget to run over to Instagram and follow us on Instagram if you're on Instagram. Shebrew Royalty LLC on Instagram. But always remember to hit that like and subscribe button, all right? Let others know that we are here. Drive some traffic to this site, and please, please, please share this channel with all of the women that are in your circle of influence. All right? So that being said, sisters, it's showtime. It's showtime, beautiful sisters. And I'm going to tell you, welcome back to Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty, because now we're really getting into the show. We are about to get into the show. I'm so grateful that you are here with me today. We have arrived at week 3 of the Shebrew Royalty's 21-day immune restoration. Imagine that, we are already at week 3. So week 1 was renewal, which was all about calming the inflammation and restoring the foundation. Week 2 was strengthening, which was building resilience and defense. And now week 3 is about protection. How did you all do with your week 2, by the way? How did you do with your week 2? Do you feel like your immune system is pumped up, or it's on its way to start fighting off whatever attacks come its way? Do you feel that it's strengthening? I sure hope so. I sure hope so. Yeah, week 3 is different. Week 3 is going to be different because this week we're talking about protection. We're not talking about doing more, but learning how to protect what has already been restored. So that's what week 1 and week 2 was for, right? So this is where immune health now becomes a lifestyle. It becomes a lifestyle. So sisters, sip your tea or whatever it is that you're drinking, whatever it is you're having. Breathe. Remember, we learned how to breathe. Take slow breaths. And let's settle in. And don't forget your journal. Don't forget your journal. If you've been taking notes, don't forget your journal and your writing material, because we're about to have a conversation and you may want to take some notes, right? Because like I said, this is now about lifestyle. So it's not something that we're going to do in week 3 and then we're just going to go back to business as usual the way it was before. This is now supposed to become a lifestyle. So sisters, immune protection is not about fear. It is not about fear. It is not obsession. Sometimes we go on these diets or what we may consider New Year's resolution or whatever it may be. And it just becomes an obsession. And I know I can totally relate to that, because I remember many moons ago, I did a New Year's resolution, and it was to get back in shape, get fit. And after having left the military, left the army and so on, and I had gotten out of shape. And then I just woke up and I said, you know what? I got to get back in shape. And it really did become an obsession. I was in the gym twice a day, 6 days a week. And when I say I was in the gym, it had become such an obsession. But the results were excellent. But I don't want this to become that. I don't want this to become that. Yes, we want to make these lifestyle changes, but we want to be able to enjoy it. We don't want to hurt ourselves in the process. And we're not going to have any harsh restrictions. And during that time, I did. My entire lifestyle had changed. The way I ate, which it paid off. It paid off because for the most part, I still eat like that today. And back then, for me, it wasn't about a fad. It wasn't that. It was truly a lifestyle change. But I just know that I could not keep up with going to the gym twice a day, 6 days a week. And back then I was working full time, raising my children, all of that was going on. So it's all about also balance. It's about balance. So I look at immune protection as stewardship. And what I mean by this is we are a steward over our temple. And as a steward, we have a responsibility of protecting this vessel, this temple, and part of that is protecting the immunity of your temple or your vessel. So it's something to take serious. It really is something to take serious, because if we don't, we know what that looks like, right? We know what it looks like when your immune system is weak. And, you know, if someone has a cold around you, you pick it up just like that. You know, whatever is, the wind blows and you're sneezing or you're having a fever, or, you know, your immune system is so tapped out. And that's why we really have to take this seriously. Our immune system is so important, because with a weakened immune system, it opens you up for a plethora of sicknesses and diseases. So that's why we're talking about this stewardship. And with this stewardship comes protection, which means you stop living in cycles of burnout and recovery. You know, the up and down and up and down. You burn out and then you have to recover from that burnout. And then the other thing is you stop living in that cycle of overload and then repair, overload and then repair, and stress and inflammation. Stress and inflammation. So we need to get off of these cycles, because a protected immune system is one that is not constantly cleaning up emergencies. Our immune system should not have to do that, constantly be on the attack all the time. There are times when it is necessary, but it shouldn't be that all the time. So protection is rhythm, it's boundaries, having boundaries, it's about nourishment, it's about environmental wisdom, knowing what's going on in the environment, being aware of the dangers in the environment so that we can now protect our immune system from these dangers. And it's also about daily maintenance. Daily maintenance. Every day we have to maintain, because this is the stage that we are in right now, right? We're in the maintenance phase. So that's a daily thing. So week 3 is about building what I call an immune shield, a shield around your immune system. And so we should all develop this immune shield mindset. And once again, it's not through extremes, but through small, consistent habits that reduces immune strain. Just little habits that's going to take some of the load off of your immune system, always having to be in attack mode. So let me start off by asking a few questions. Right? And sisters, I want you all to participate with me, because all of us are different. I want you to take these questions personal. Make sure these are personal questions, and your answer should also be personal, right? So I want you to think about, what are some of the things that repeatedly weakens your immune system? What are some of the things? For me, I know it's not getting enough rest. I'm a night owl. I have to force myself to go to sleep. I'm always up doing something. There's always, it just seems like there's always something that needs to be done, right? But when I do crash, when I crash, that is it. I am out. You know, I am out. But that's my thing. What repeatedly weakens your immune system? But praise the Most High, I you know, I get inflammation because of my posture is something as well. If I'm on my laptop like this, that creates inflammation in my neck, my shoulders, my back. So I want you to think about that. What repeatedly weakens your immune system? Make a note of that. Also, what exposures do you need to prepare for? What are some of the things that you may be exposed to on a regular basis that you need to now start thinking, I have to really shield myself? Because that's what we're doing. We're creating an immune shield. I have to shield myself from this exposure that, and we all know this thing right here, that thing right there, right? We know. So what exposures do you need to prepare for? And what daily practices keep you stable? These are 3 questions that I want you to ask yourself. What daily practices keep you stable? Whether it's exercise, whether it's making sure you're drinking enough water, stretching, these things that keep you stable, listening to calming music, prayer for sure. That's my number one that keeps me stable multiple times a day, right? So what are some of these practices that keep you stable? Once again, we're building that shield. We're building an immune shield. So you want to really focus on what repeatedly weakens your immune system. What exposures do you need to prepare for? For some people, it's the sun. They may get sunburned, whatever the case may be. There's certain things that we know that affects us, may not affect this person over here, but because this is about being personal right now. And what daily practices keep you stable? For some people, it is going to bed early, making sure that they're in bed by 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, or whatever the case may be. So those are some things that I want you to jot down and make note of, because you're going to need this. Because a lot of times we don't think about these things in the moment, but if you jot it down, now you have a reminder. So now we're going to discuss the 5 lifestyle shields of immune protection. These are the 5 lifestyle shields. These are the 5 lifestyle changes or practices, I should say, that's going to help you to protect your immune system. So this is exactly the heart of week 3. This is what we really are here for tonight, is to talk about this. This is the heart of week 3. So shield number 1 is the barrier shield. And we talked about this a bit last week, about the gut and the skin. So your immune system begins at your borders. Remember, we talked about that last week, about the borders. Tonight, we're talking about protection of these borders. So let's talk about the gut barrier protection. So immune protection starts with what enters through digestion. So these are the things that we want to digest, right? If immune protection starts there, this is something that's really, really important. So we're talking about whole foods. Whole foods. We're talking about when you go to the grocery store, the things that are on the outside perimeter, the fruits and vegetables, preferably organic, usually on the outer perimeter, when you go to the grocery store, there's the fruits and vegetables, there's the dairy products or whatever type of milk that you use, the eggs, the meats, and so on. These are whole foods. These are things that aren't processed. So those are number one, right? When we're talking about gut barrier protection, whole foods. And then fiber, making sure that we're getting enough fiber, because we need our gut moving. we talked about last week about making sure that we're eliminating properly. We don't want to have to deal with constipation and so on. So we want that fiber. We want those foods that are high in fiber. Also, we want to reduce inflammatory triggers. If you know that there are certain things that flares your gut up, there's certain things that we need to do to reduce that. You may want to increase fermented foods like the kefir and the kimchi and sauerkraut, kombucha, things like that to help balance the gut out. And that's also part of supporting the microbiome in the gut. If you know that you have an issue when you drink milk, you're quote unquote lactose intolerant, then there are certain things that you need to do. You may want to avoid that, or you may want to figure out why is it that I'm having this issue, right? It could be the type of milk that you're consuming. So reduce those inflammatory triggers, whatever it is that's causing your gut to be inflamed. The gut is not just digestion, it also is immune intelligence. If your gut is unhealthy, then the rest of your body is going to follow. So important that we have a healthy gut. Now let's talk about the skin, because barrier number one, the barrier shield number one, involves the gut and the skin. So now we're going to talk about the skin. Sisters, your skin is not just beauty. Your skin is also defense. It's the largest organ of the body. So it has a lot of work to do, right? It has a lot to defend because everything else is beneath your skin. So it's your skin. Your skin is that first line of defense. So healthy skin protects against irritation, inflammation, and microbial stress. Because all of us have microbes on our skin, but as long as they stay in the proper balance, and as long as our immune system is working, our immune system can fight off if there's any harmful bacteria, which most of us have on our skin. But that's what our immune system is for, is to fight off the bad bacteria and other microbes. So some of the immune supportive skin routines, because that's what we're talking about tonight. We're talking more so about what type of routines do we need to incorporate in order to keep our immune system healthy. So for our skin, gentle cleansing, daily moisturizing with nourishing oils and butters. And you know, Shebrew Royalty has some incredible body butters, and we even have a body butter, the Royal Purity, that's for sensitive skin. And also avoiding harsh chemical overloads. Sisters, it's so important that when you purchase products that you're putting on your skin, you're making sure that it's not a product that has all of these crazy chemicals in there, synthetic this and all of these different chemicals that your skin is going to react to, right? So avoid harsh chemical overload. And also supporting the skin microbiome. These are some of the things that we need to do. After bathing, using body oils or body butters, because sometimes the skin gets really dried out after taking a nice warm bath. So you definitely want, because dry skin cracks easily. And what happens when your skin cracks? When your skin cracks, now that barrier is broken. So now the harmful bacteria that was, or fungus or whatever it may be that was on the top layer of the skin, now gets below the top layer of the skin and now can cause an infection. So we want to keep our skin nice and supple and soft, not dry and cracked. Same thing with our lips, right? And here's another one, herbal bath soaks weekly. Bath soaks. I mean, it's relaxing, but a lot of the, at least our bath soaks at Shebrew Royalty have so many mineral-rich ingredients in there and so many good stuff for the skin. I mean, we even have the one that has the coconut milk powder. Oh my gosh. And I'm talking about silky smooth when you come out of that tub. Shalawam says, tuned in late, but you're here. Khan, you are here. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Welcome. Welcome. I keep forgetting poetic, etc. Refresh my memory against it. Oh, it's Sister Renee. Sister Renee. Sister Renee, Khan. Welcome back, sis. Welcome back. Shalawam. I'm glad that you made it. So yes, we're talking about the 5 lifestyle shields of immune protection. And Khan says, and we're on the skin, the gut and skin right now. So the other thing for the skin is gentle dry brushing. And the dry brushing helps to stimulate the lymphatic system so your lymph can flow and all of the stuff that the body doesn't need can start flowing out, right? All of the junk. Just keeping your lymphatic system stimulated, and just by simply dry brushing. And don't forget lip balm for your lip protection. Don't forget that. We just talked about that. Because when the skin barrier is cared for, the immune system carries less external burden, right? Because once that skin barrier is breached, it's like having a fort, and the perimeter of the fort, whether it's a huge walled fence or what have you, and someone breaks that fence down, guess what? Now people can come in and get into the fort, get into your home, whatever the case may be, and create havoc and damage, right? So that's what our skin is. Our skin is that fortress, that protection, right? So we have to look at it as such. This is the fence. This is what is keeping you, the inside, protected from everything else, all of the harmful things that are outside. So that is the importance of your skin. And that's why it's so important that we take care of our skin. We make sure that our skin is clean, make sure it's moisturized, it's well taken care of, because it has a work to do. And by doing these things, it makes that work so much easier for your immune system. So be sure to check out our Temple Treasures collection for all of your skincare needs, sisters. Temple Treasures is an all-organic luxury skin and hair care product line. So don't forget, stop by and at ShebrewRoyalty.com and get your stuff to protect your skin. All right, so we're still talking about the 5 lifestyle shields of immune protection. So now we're talking about shield number 2. Shield number 2. Shield number 2 is hydration. Hydration practices as immune protection, using hydration to protect your immune system. So it is one of the simplest immune shields. Hydration is, because hydration supports mucosal membranes, the mucosa, the lining of your nose, your mouth, your throat, all of that. The gut helps with lymph flow, because as you're stimulating your lymphatic system by doing the dry brushing and so on, now you need to hydrate to flush everything out. And it's the same thing with the gut. It's the same thing with the gut. If you are eating all this fiber and so on and so forth, but you're not hydrating, then guess what? The gut, you're not going to flush the toxins out, the waste. You're not going to get rid of the waste. So hydration is good for the mucosal membranes. It's good for lymph flow. It's also good for detox clearance. When you're detoxing, you got to flush all of the toxins out. And it's also good for skin barrier health, because if you're not hydrated, your skin is going to dry out as well. You can put all the moisturizer you want on the top of it, but we need to hydrate. So some of the daily hydration practices will involve, for instance, morning warm water to awaken the system. We talked about this last week, about the warm water. And then a mineral-rich herbal infusion midday. And like I said, that's where the Healthy Womb infusion comes in, because this is mineral-rich. We went over all of that stuff just a few minutes ago. So that's why this tea ties in so well with what we're talking about tonight. And once again, a calming tea in the evening. So this tea now doubles as a midday tea and also an evening tea, because of the chamomile that's so relaxing, and the rose petals. This is a perfect tea for midday and evening as well. And hydration is not just water, it's also the immune flow. So here's what this will look like. Because we talked about the morning warm water to awaken the system, the mineral-rich herbal infusions midday, and the calming tea in the evening. So this is what this may look like. 1 to 2 cups of warm water when you wake up in the morning. Herbal tea, 3 to 5 days a week. For me, it's every day. I have to have my herbal tea every day of the week. I multiple times a day, as a matter of fact. I really do love tea. So herbal tea, for some people, they don't drink tea that often, but herbal tea, a routine, 3 to 5 days per week. I think that's doable. What do you all think? Do you think that's doable? And then the nettle infusions for minerals. And once again, that is where this tea comes in, because it has the nettle leaf in it and it has all of those good minerals in there. We talked about that earlier. So this tea really covers all of what we're talking about tonight. So, still on the 5 lifestyle shields of immune protection, we're now on shield number 3. And shield number 3 is the nervous system protection. This is the stress shield. The stress shield. So the immune system listens to the nervous system. Sister Habkarat says, now that I feel benefits from tea, I will be ordering from you. All praises to the Most High, sis. All praises to the Most High. That's awesome. I love to hear that you're receiving benefits from teas. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a coffee drinker. I grew up on tea. I grew up on tea. My mother had all kinds of herbs in the yard. So we grew up on all kinds of teas. So yes, I really love my teas. So the nervous system protection shield is shield number 3. It is the stress shield from the tea I got from you. Oh, all praises, sis. I think you had the Shebrew strength tonic tea, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, that's the one that you had, the Shebrew strength tonic tea. I am so happy to hear that you enjoyed it. Yeah, these teas really are good, huh? Sidebar from these teas really are good, aren't they? And I'm not just saying that. They really are delicious, and they work. They're calming. Whatever it is that they're supposed to do, they're doing it. Depending on which tea you get. They're so good. So the immune system listens to the nervous system, because when you're always on edge, if you are always on edge, if you are always stressed out, guess what? That is being communicated to your immune system. And your immune system now, it just gets worn out. It's like, oh my gosh. Can I get a rest? Can I get a rest? And then next thing you know, the immune system is like, I'm tapped out. And that's when you start getting a lot of colds. You get a plethora of problems. So if the body is stuck in a fight or flight, if it's constantly in fight or flight, immunity becomes strained. Your immune system is just constantly fighting. It's always on edge, and that's going to weaken it, right? So protection includes rest, breath. We talked about the breath. Prayer, numero uno, number 1. Prayer. So let me rephrase it. Prayer, rest, breath, emotional boundaries. Emotional boundaries. Knowing when you are getting to that place where it's like, okay, I can't do this. I need a break. I need to step away from whatever this situation is that's causing me to be so emotional. Having those boundaries, that's absolutely necessary for your immune system and for your mental health. And also learning to say no without guilt. That's important. That's so important. And I've talked about that on previous shows as well, about learning how to say no. So, sisters, I have another couple of questions for you all, and I want you all to be honest. Once again, you can jot these things down in your journal. If you feel like posting a comment, that's fine too. So I want you to think about your life right now, maybe within the last week. And question number one, where am I overextending? Where am I overextending? Where am I having to do too much? And it's draining me. It is absolutely draining me. And where do you find yourself just overextending? Where you're constantly having to just reach and reach and reach and reach. And each time you're reaching, it's like this strain, it's pulling. It's what issue or what in your life right now has you overextending? That's the question. And then question number two, what is stealing my peace? What is stealing my peace? Is there something that is so bothersome that you're not able to have peace? You're not able to rest well. You're tossing and turning, or however it's affecting you. Your heart rate is up. You have headaches all the time. You feel, muscle tension. So those are the two questions. Where am I overextending, and what is stealing my peace? Because these are some things that need to be addressed, right? And if you want your immune system to continue to protect you. So sometimes the immune system is not weak. The lifestyle is just unprotected. Your lifestyle is, you're not protecting your peace. You're not protecting having that balance, I should say. So you're not having to constantly overextend yourself. But if you continue in that manner, yes, the immune system will get weakened. So once again, we're on number 4, shield number 4 of the 5 lifestyle shields of immune protection. And shield number 4 is environmental immune boundaries. Environmental immune boundaries. So let's touch briefly on EMF, the electromagnetic fields. Let's touch briefly on things like chemtrails. So, and remember, who remembers the show that we had where we were talking about the clothing, even the clothing that we wear? These plastic clothes that we wear with all of the chemicals, the polyester and the rayon and all of these non-fabric clothing that we're wearing, right? We talked about that, about trying to get more to the cottons, the pure 100% cotton, not a blend. So that is also part of the environmental immune boundaries that we're talking about. Let's see what you're saying here. Going overboard, procrastination, sis. Yeah, going overboard. And then, yes, because when you procrastinate, then you have to catch up. And that puts a lot of stress on you, creates stress. For questions 1 and 2. Sis. So, immune protection also includes reducing the invisible stressors in the modern world that we're in right now, because these are a lot of these environmental issues that we're dealing with. They've been around for a while, We just didn't even know. We had no idea. So they seem more modern, but especially these things right here, these phones, those and all of the other technology stuff. So this isn't to be, it's not meant to be fear-based, just wise nervous system care, because a lot of these products, whatever we want to call them, are wreaking havoc on our nervous system and our entire bodies. So that's another thing, is having those boundaries. And we've been talking about that a lot lately, and there's just so many there's so many things that we can do to protect ourselves from these things. The shields, I don't have a list of, but for the EMF, look, type it in and look up the different types of shields that you can get to protect yourself from the electromagnetic fields that we're having to deal with. So here are some practical habits. Do not sleep with your phone near to your head. That's practical. You can use airplane mode at night, or just turn the silly thing off. If you're able to do that, a lot of us keep the phones on because we never know if there's going to be an emergency or something. But definitely, for me, my phone sleeps in another room. My phone does not sleep in my bedroom. Doesn't hang out in my bedroom at night. And my modem is on one side of the house away from where I sleep. And so my modem is actually in this room, and I don't spend a whole lot of time in this room during the day. But things like that. Put distance between you as often as possible, you and whatever that item is. Also, take tech-free pauses outdoors. Go outdoors. Get away from the phone for a minute. Get away from the TV, the modems, all of that. Reduce constant Bluetooth exposure. That's another thing. And also protect your sleep environment. Like I said, my phones they're not in my bedroom at night. I turn up the volume enough and put it in another room, so if it happens to ring, if it's an emergency, I can get up and go check on it, but it doesn't hang out in my bedroom. Yes, I watched Elder Omar on EMP. Yes. Covered all of my electronics at night with aluminum foil. I have not had any heart palpitation. Oh, all praises. All praises. Khan says, very good. So environmental protection also includes reducing harsh chemicals. We talked about that on the skin, the chemtrails, as much as we possibly can. Choosing clean scents. I love aromatherapy. And so one of the things that I've had to be more conscious of is to make sure that my aromatherapy is all natural, where it's the essential oils that I use in my diffuser, that it's not a blend with anything other than just 100% pure essential oil. Because a lot of those scents, those plug-ins and stuff like that, have so many chemicals in them. So if you're doing the plug-ins and there's some of these wax melts that are also made from a lot of chemical stuff, get rid of that stuff. It may make the house smell really nice. However, a lot of these things are toxic. And also fresh air and ventilation. Fresh air and ventilation. All of our electronics or radiation, yes, causing certain illnesses, causing plenty of illnesses, sis. Khan. Yeah, I watched The Elder the other night as well, Khan, and that lesson was very, very thorough, very thorough. So all praises to the Most High for that. So what you breathe and absorb, so whatever we take in by breathing, whether it's through our mouth, through our nose, or absorb through our skin on a daily basis matters. I mean, even the soaps that we buy to wash our skin and wash our clothes with, we have to be so very careful. Once again, so many chemicals that we're being bombarded with. So shield number 5, and this is 5 of 5 shields, is home. Home as an immune sanctuary. Your home should be your immune sanctuary. This is the place where you should be able to come to, and you are shielded from all of the harmful, as much as possible. I shouldn't say all, for most harmful things, right? So protection is what your home should feel like. When you walk in the door, you should feel protected. And when you walk out the door, you know, okay, I'm leaving my secure, protected space. So I really need to be, armored up. Let me just put it that way. So I want you to think about creating an immune supportive space where there's fresh air, there's natural light, common evening habits where, in the evening you just want to wind down, take a nice bath, relaxing bath, sip some tea. For some people, get to bed early. I'm still working on that. Pray for me, y'all. Pray for me. Pray for me. That's a hard one for me. So common evening habits: reading a scripture before going to bed, something to relax you, just be, put you in that I am sweet sleep mode, put you in sweet sleep mode. And then we talk about the aromatherapy oils such as frankincense and lavender. Those are so good and so common. Once again, organic and natural, not blends with other chemical stuff. And then reducing synthetic irritants. And these synthetic irritants can be in clothing, they can be in, soaps, even the lotions that you buy from the store, the shampoos, whatever it may be. It's so important that we know what we are putting on and in our bodies. So, and then I just talked about the soothing baths. Soothing baths. Who remember that commercial years ago? Calgon, take me away. I wonder what was in that Calgon. I wonder what was in Calgon. Do they? Is Calgon even on in the stores anymore? I don't know. But I remember that commercial. Calgon, take me away. Um, it would be interesting to know what was in that Calgon. So instead, we have temple treasures. Relax and soothe my temple. I think that's so much better. I think that would make a much better commercial than Calgon, take me away. Temple treasures, relax and soothe my temple. What do y'all think about that? So yes, soothing baths with Temple Treasures collection. Common oils, yes. Yes, I am actually working on an oil blend right now. I am. A body oil. And I think you all are going to love this one. I think you all are really going to love this one. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I made a small batch today. And within the next 2 or 3 days, I'm going to know if the scent profile is where it's supposed to be, because it takes a little while for it to, all of the essential oils to really blend together, and you get that, you get to know what it's really going to smell like. So within 2 or 3 days, I'm going to know if this is a hit, and I really think it is. I really think it's going to be a hit, and it's a body oil. So stay tuned, sisters. So common oils, soothing baths, restorative self-care routines. For those of you that like massages, we have one of the sisters here at the church that does excellent massages, Sister AHAYAH, excellent. And that's another thing, soothing, relaxing, and massages really help. It helps with the lymph flow, and it helps to relax you, helps you sleep better, release tensions, all of that. So your home should feel like healing, not chaos. Oh, the water, sis. All praises to the Most High. You said I'm really good at what I do. Well, the water, sis. All praises. With my products, it says I so love making these products. I really do. This allows me to really be so creative. I've always had that creative side. Always have had that since I was a child, but I was always battling between the creative side and the cerebral side, with medicine, working in healthcare, and the healthcare one, because I also really love being a provider. I really love, being in the medical field in healthcare. And so it was really good to have this to fall back on when I walked away from that, because this allows my creativity. Because even when I was in healthcare, I always had something on the side that was creative that I was doing, whether it was sewing or event planning, putting on galas. I've always had that, but the creative side was more like a little part-time thing whenever I can squeeze it in. But now this is me. This is where I'm at in my life right now. So, and having Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty to be able to have these shows really allows me to blend both together. Blend both my creative side and my cerebral side with health and wellness and so on. Blend those together. So Thawada says, all praises to the Most High. I appreciate that. So your home should feel like healing, not chaos. If your home is feeling like chaos, that needs to be addressed. This is supposed to be your sanctuary. It's supposed to be your refuge, your safe space from all of the toxic stuff that's out there. So let's talk about the herbs that are going to be your maintenance herbs in week 3. Right? So in week 1, our herbs were used to renew. In week 2, the herbs were used to strengthen. And week 3 herbs are to protect long-term. Long-term. So the longevity allies, these are some of the herbs that you'll want in your teas or, however you choose your tonics, your infusions. One is Tulsi, and it's good for stress and immune harmony. Then nettle, we talked about nettle, which is in the tea that I'm having tonight, and it's good for mineral nourishment. So the Healthy Womb infusion has nettle in it, and then the rose hips, which is good for antioxidant protection. So these are the herbs that you want for long term, okay? The astragalus, we talked about that last week also. So it's good for prevention, but it's not good if you have a fever. And then there's lemon balm and chamomile. These help with immune calm through nervous system support. So the lemon balm and the chamomile are really going to calm your nervous system. And once again, the Healthy Womb infusion has the chamomile. So it has the chamomile, it has the rose hips, and it has the nettle, which is 3 out of the 5 longevity allies that you want. So week 3 herbs, the herbs that we're talking about tonight, are herbs that you can live with. These are herbs that you can take long term. So does that make sense now as to why Healthy Womb infusion should be your tea of choice for your long-term immune protection? That is the reason why I chose this tea for tonight. This tea, it really ties in really well with what we're talking about tonight. It contains 3 of the 5 herbs that are considered maintenance herbs for immune protection. Plus, it brings all of the other benefits. Brings all of those other benefits that we mentioned earlier for the womb, for all of it. So this infusion is so much more than a womb healing or supporting blend. It also helps to protect your immune system. So now that's what I call getting more bang for your buck. That is money well spent, especially when you're investing it in your health, right? You're investing it in your health. So sisters, I'm gonna just let you in on a secret. I'm going to let you in on a secret. The goal was never just 21 days. This goal is what you're going to carry forward. So the goal is the Royal Immune Maintenance Plan. Because after 21 days, if we go back to what we were doing before the 21 days, then what was the whole purpose of the 21 days? What was the whole purpose of it? So we're going to talk about the Royal Immune Maintenance Plan. Are you all excited? Are you excited? I bet you are. I know I'm excited. I'm excited because I want my immune system to be powerful. And you know what? All praises to the Most High. I have to say I must be doing something right, because I very rarely, and once again, I'm giving all praise to the Most High right now, I very rarely get a cold or flu. I don't remember the last time I had one. And I used to have really, really bad allergies, and not anymore. And it's lifestyle. It's the lifestyle. So, sisters, this is what the Royal Immune Maintenance Plan looks like. Having tea time 3 to 5 days a week. We talked about that earlier. For me, tea time is 7 days a week. It goes without saying. I have to have my tea 7 days a week. But for those that may not be much of a tea drinker, I encourage you to drink a good tea, like we talked about earlier, or infusion 3 to 5 days a week. So tea time 3 to 5 days per week. Seasonal elderberry support. We are in the season, quote unquote, cold and flu season. Elderberry is definitely the seasonal herb for this time of year. And once again, we have our elderberry, Queen's Defense elderberry tea and tonic. And like I mentioned last week, I think that's what I had last week. It's so rich. That tonic is so rich. I've been just once a day, I have one of those little shot glasses, and I have that tonic because it's so rich. All right. So seasonal elderberry support, tea time 3 to 5 days per week. Hydration practice every day, staying hydrated. Skin barrier care as immune care. We talked about the skin, taking care of the skin. That's a daily habit. Tech boundaries at night. Tech boundaries at night. Get rid of the phone, put it in another room. Do not sleep with it. It says, they usually recommend not near your head, but I say don't even have it in the bedroom when you sleep at night. Rest as protection. Rest is so important. I need to do better there, most definitely. And sometimes we may need to go back and renew. Some things happen, and sometimes we need to go back to week 1. And if you feel that your immune system is not, that it's in overload or what have you, then you're probably not, the maintenance plan may not be it. If you're still having all of that going on, a lot of issues with your immune system, you may want to go back to week 1 and start from the beginning again, and then get to the place where you are now on a maintenance plan. So if you have to do that, always remember that the videos are still here. You can go back and revisit week 1. But what we need to remember is that we do not detox forever. We do not detox forever. So that's not a state that you want to stay in. It's constant detox. Where you want to get is to protect forever. You want to be in the place where your immune system is strong, and now you are protecting it, you're shielding it to keep it that way. So for those that are journaling, here are some prompts for you. Question number 1, what practice changed me most? When you look at these 21 days, you may actually want to just write this in your journal, and then at the end of the week 3, you can now reflect and answer these questions. What practice changed me most? What drains my immunity repeatedly? What are some of the things that seem to drain my immunity repeatedly? What does protection look like for me, spiritually, emotionally, and physically? So what do I have to do physically to protect myself, spiritually to protect myself, emotionally to protect myself, and physically to protect myself or my immune system? What does that look like for me? And what will I carry into the next season? What are some of the practices that you've learned that you are going to now carry into the next season? Is it the breath, the breathing, the boundaries? What is it? It should be a combination of all of the above, because protection is honoring the temple. So sisters, here are some very important things that I want you to tell yourself every day. This is important. We have to do a lot of self-talk. We have to sometimes talk to ourselves. I know I walk around the house talking to myself a lot. I do. I talk to myself a lot. So when we talk to ourselves, it should be positive. We should be talking positively to ourselves, right? Because all your cells, everything is responding to the words. We talked about this in week 1, to the words that you are saying. So if you're going to talk to yourself, talk positively to yourself, right? So some of the positive things that you should tell yourself daily is, I protect what has been restored. Because now I hope that you feel like you're in a place where your immunity is restored, or it's on its way to being restored. I honor my immune rhythm. So when I say the rhythm, is the practices that you're doing to help to strengthen and protect your immune system. You're going to honor that. I choose consistency over crisis. When you say this, what you mean is that you're not going to wait for something to happen for you to jump into action. You're going to be consistent with protecting the temple. Do not let your guard down. Do not let your guard down and then, end up in a crisis, and then now you have to go backwards. So consistency, I choose consistency over crisis. And then talk to your body and tell it that it's resilient, because if you tell it it's resilient, then it's going to say, yeah, I'm resilient. You're right. And it's going to start acting that way. It's going to start, behaving that way. But if you're like, oh my gosh, why am I always sick? Why am I always weak? Your body is your body is going to respond to that as well. It's just going, and it's going to continue. You're going to have that vicious cycle. So even if you don't feel like your body is resilient right now, you start telling it that it is, and it's going to behave like it's resilient. It's a living thing. It is. It's living. We know that, right? And also know that your health is so important. It's so important and it's so sacred. You can have all the money in the world, and if your health is poor, you cannot enjoy that money. You can't enjoy that, because nothing can replace good health. There's not enough money in the world that can replace good health. And there are a lot of people that have a lot of money, and they still get sick, which we all do. But a lot of times people with a lot of money think that their money can buy them everything, only to find out, nope, it can't. So if you have to choose between all of the money in the world and health, excellent health, I know the choice that you'll make: excellent health. So our health is sacred. It's so important. It's so important. So sometimes we really just have to guard it literally with our life. So anything that is threatening your health, it needs to be looked at as the enemy, and you need to deal with it as such. So sisters, I hope that you learned something from this show tonight, and that you will carry over, because like I said, it doesn't end tonight. It actually kind of begins tonight, because this is where this is lifestyle. This is to become a lifestyle, right? So next week's show, I'm not sure what we're going to talk about next week. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. So I will surprise you sisters next week, whatever the show may be. Send me some ideas, some suggestions. There may be something that you want to hear about. I did get a suggestion today, and that is something that I'm going to be working on. I have to do a little bit more research on that topic, but it's going to be exciting, I'm telling you. And thanks to Sister Renee from California, Northern California. And she reached out to me today and said, hey, have you considered this? And I am working on it. So anyhow, that being said, this channel is not monetized, but if you find the information that is presented on this channel to be useful and valuable to you, please feel free to give a donation to the cause. Nothing is too small, nothing is too large. Shebrew Royalty LLC and Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty are labors of love and appreciation. What I present on this channel and create and offer on ShebrewRoyalty.com comes from a place of love, care, and appreciation for each and every one of you, and for myself, and most importantly for the Most High, because He is the one who has given me the ability to do this, and I couldn't do it without Him. So all praises to the Most High, and I thank you all for always supporting me in being here. So we appreciate any gift that the Most High puts on your heart to donate. Donations may be sent to $ Shebrew Royalty, and I am going to put that up here. I think I've got it somewhere. Here we go. There it is. So donations can be sent there, and be sure to specify donation as the purpose for the transaction. So Thawada, I thank you in advance. Thank you in advance, sisters. All praises to the Most High for your generosity. But once again, the best way that you can support us is by visiting ShebrewRoyalty.com and purchasing one of our all organic skincare products from either our Temple Treasures collection, made for the queens, or from our Hebrew Royalty collections, specifically crafted for our kings. And don't forget our Royal Teas collection as well. Don't forget the teas, sis. I'm so serious. These teas are super delicious. So if you haven't experienced any of our products yet, please check out our reviews page on ShebrewRoyalty.com and check out what the other customers are saying. And don't forget our Purim sale ends on the 12th. So you want to jump in right away, sis. Now let's talk about the Virtual Women's Conference and Tea Party. Let's talk about that real quick. So this is something that you don't want to miss. You don't want to miss this, right? This will be our third Shebrew Royalty Tea Party. The first time that it's combined with a conference, however. And so this is so exciting. Go to the conference webpage. Go to ShebrewRoyalty.com and go to the tab that says Virtual Women's Conference and Tea Party. And that's the name of the event. And it's hosted by Shebrew Royalty LLC. And it's to inspire, uplift, and encourage women and girls with the special focus of those that are outside of our church community. Attendees will be women, mothers, girls, ages 5 and up. It's a 3-day event consisting of Friday morning through afternoon workshops on women's health and wellness, finances, business, etiquette, and home economics. Also, age-appropriate activities for young girls. Saturday afternoon and evening, sip, paint, and pizza party at Painting with a Twist in Universal City for women and girls. That morning is open to either attend the Shabbat, for those of us that go to the Shabbat, and for those that don't, that morning will be open for them to explore the area, have a spa morning, a spa day, or go to brunch, whatever that may be, and then we come back together Saturday afternoon. And then Sunday morning to early afternoon is our signature event, which is a tea time, the tea party and brunch with a keynote speaker and entertainment for women, daughters, girls. This is an elegant, regal affair, royal affair. And as we're sipping tea, the husbands and sons, brothers, whoever wants to accompany you can enjoy tea time, a golf outing at the resort golf course. And this is for husbands, fathers, sons that may want to accompany their wives or mothers. You know, if you want to bring a brother along, your brother maybe, you know, he can go golf, right? So this way, it's kind of a family event. So once again, the date, June 5th through the 7th, 2026. More information to come. I still do not have the pricing available yet, but this event is hosted by Shebrew Royalty LLC and is not affiliated with any other organization or church. It is open to all women and girls ages 5 and above that are interested in attending this regal royal affair. 5 to 17-year-olds must be accompanied by an adult. For more information, please stay tuned. Stay tuned. So get ready, sisters. I hope you're ready, because in June we'll be here before we know it. Oh my goodness. So I will be working more on the website and more of the planning and so on and so forth. So let us, start spreading the word to the women in your circle of influence, right? Let's allow this regal royal affair to reach Shebrews and those that are not Shebrews throughout the four corners of the earth. So, sisters, let's continue to grow this channel so that this information can reach, like I said, Shebrews throughout the four corners of the earth, and even those that are not Shebrews but are willing to be part of our community. We are to let our light shine so that others can be led to the source of the light. We're not the source. We're just the vessels that is being used by the source. So thank you for your continued support, sisters. We made it to week 3. Yes. And beyond. And beyond. So I love you all so much and appreciate you taking time out of your very, very busy schedules to have tea and conversation with me. The water. Thank you for your support, for your love. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. If this episode spoke to your heart, share it with another woman that you think can benefit from the information shared here tonight. So sisters, know that I'm praying for you. I'm praying for us. So until the Most High brings us back together, may you prosper and be in excellent health. And remember, true healing begins inwardly before it is expressed outwardly. So beloved, I thank you all for joining me on another healing moment of Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty. You remember, you are renewed, you have strengthened, and now you know exactly how to protect your immune system. So may this become your lifestyle, not a challenge that you completed, but a rhythm that you're going to live by. I am your hostess, Kwala Yakaka, a voice of reasoning and justice. And as always, this is Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty. Shalom and many blessings. Good night, sisters. Ahabatha. Have a blessed week. And I love y'all. I love y'all. And if it be the Most High's will, he'll bring us back together next week and we can do this all over again. I love y'all. Shalawam. Shalawam. Blessings.